Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is your Vedic astrology coach, Rohit Kapoor, and welcome to my channel, The Late Astrologer. In my channel, I make videos on Vedic astrology. I talk about transits. In the recent times, I have made a number of videos on different astrological transits from Saturn to Jupiter to Rahu and Ketu. And of course, I made a very detailed video around Venus's transit in Pisces early in the year. Venus is having a long transit in the sign of Pisces, and finally, Venus is going direct in the sign of Pisces on 13th of April, and this is going to stay in this sign in its exaltation till 31st of May. This time period, Jupiter and Venus are involved in a Parivartana Yoga or exchange. In this video, I'm going to talk about how this transit is going to have an impact on all 12 ascendant signs or the moon signs. At the physical level, you must understand this transit from your ascendant sign. At the mental level, you can also read this from your moon sign. Now, we must understand that this is the second time that Venus is. To begin with Aries ascendants, I have a sample chart here. Venus is moving direct in the sign of Pisces. Now, Venus or Shukra, it is your second lord and it is your seventh lord. So, it plays a very important role in accumulation in your family, your Kutumba Bhav, what you accumulate, how you store, your storage space, people who you would like to protect, and that is, of course, your family. Venus rules your seventh house of Jaya, Dhan and Jaya. Jaya means peace as well as war. Those people who are opposite to you. So, therefore, we see marriage, relationship, any sort of agreements and contracts also from this house. Venus is making an exalted transit in your 12th house. Along with Venus, it is conjoined with Rahu, Mercury, and Saturn during this time. But Venus holds a greater disposition in this four planetary conjunction that will be predominantly there throughout this transit. Mid of May, of course, Rahu will be changing signs. It will move to Aquarius, and you will have to reevaluate some decisions that you took around January, February, and of course, make some corrective actions. So, this is an auspicious time because benefic planets, natural benefics going direct are always good. Venus is involved in a Parivartan or exchange with Jupiter. So, these two planets have exchange houses. So, it's a 212 Parivartan Yoga in your case. So, this Venus will behave as if it's Jupiter sitting in your 12th house. It is going to expand spirituality. It is also going to increase your expenditure. So you have to be very careful the next couple of months to control your expenditure consciously. If you have expenses, you make expenses on right deeds, on right things. Donate as much as you can in the next couple of months to the best of your capacity. Your expenditure could be on your dharma, could be on things related to your religion, donate to places of worship, donate to others. Make donations related to white items, rice, sugar. These are some donations that you can make to elevate the qualities of Venus. Donate towards women welfare. This Venus is aspecting your sixth house by its seventh aspect. Sixth house of your daily routine, things that you do on a day to day basis. Now, this is where you need to understand that Venus desires you to bring a sense of eloquence, bring a sense of commitment towards your daily routine. Uh, Things that you do on a day to day basis, it is an opportunity for you to bring some sort of improvement. So, you improve and interact with everyone. It is also a good opportunity for you to improve your sleep if you've had any sleep related issues, because Venus is going to support your sleep issues. This time period is a relationship karma. And please take support of your partner or your spouse to manage your finances. Any remedy for you to channelize the most of this transit would come from Jupiter. So, Jupiter is someone who you have to look up to. Mantras related to Jupiter, because Jupiter and Venus are involved in Parivartan. You have to take care of your finances. You will have to do some financial management. So, do a budget exercise in the next few weeks. And this is how it will be very helpful for you. And I wish you the very best. Let us now talk about Taurus ascendant. What's happening with Taurus ascendants as Venus goes direct in the sign of Pisces, which is happening in your 11th house. And during this time, Jupiter is sitting in your ascendant and Venus is sitting in Pisces, and they have exchange signs. This is predominantly applicable till mid of May, because mid of May is when Jupiter will change signs and will move to Gemini. But till then, there's an exchange. So there is an exchange between your first house and the 11th house lord. It's quite an auspicious exchange and it is very supportive in terms of wealth, in terms of income. You might have to reevaluate some decisions that you took in February. This could be related to yourself, This could be related to your job or things that you do on a day-to-day basis. There could be a positive change of income, so you could have an additional source of income as well if something that you've been trying to do since a long time. So work related matters seems to be progressive because Venus is conjoined your 10th lord Saturn and also your co-10th lord Rahu and your 5th lord Mercury. So future prospects look quite bright. Even Mercury has moved in a direct motion. This Venus will behave as if it's Jupiter sitting in the 11th house and expanding matters related to the 11th house. And this Jupiter will behave as if it's Venus sitting in your first house. So this is also an opportunity for you to improve your personality. So focus on your self-grooming. You will be very conscious while dealing with people. And this is good for you because this will help you to have a sense of eloquence in your personality. Think before you speak, go with preparation. So you need to work on yourself, your presentation, how you interact with others. If you do some sort of social media activity, then you have a chance of recognition, of increasing your followers. So in case your dasha and the dasha is supportive, this time period could bring in a sense of recognition. You could be rewarded or incentivized. You have an opportunity to create wealth on your own due to self efforts. This is something which you must realize. Look up to Goddess Lakshmi. Worship Goddess Lakshmi. Read Shri Suktam on a daily basis because Venus is connected to your fifth house of mantras. Venus is aspecting your fifth house of mantras. These four planets are making a joint aspect here. So a lot of energies are there in your fifth house. There could be some confusion related to your future. But use a simple Lakshmi mantra that is Om Lakshmaye Namah, and this is how it will help you sail through. Read Shri Suktam on a daily basis. You have to avoid any kind of indulgence in extravagance for the next few weeks. Otherwise, you could have some health issues, some issues with your digestion. So keep your lifestyle at check. Make sure that you are connected to the right kind of people who give you the right advice and the right lifestyle to follow. You have to watch your weight for the next couple of months because you could have a tendency to put on. After that, also for the next 1 year, you have to be disciplined about your diet. So maybe this is the time for you to take a pause or a step back in terms of indulgence and try to get involved in some spiritual activities as well. So I wish you the very best for this transit and may you have the best time of your life. Let us now talk about Gemini ascendant. What's happening with Gemini ascendants as Venus moves direct in the sign of Pisces? The transit all of us have been waiting for because Venus has been going retrograde. And when an exalted planet goes retrograde, it is not very good. It behaves as if it's a debilitated planet. So finally, Venus is direct on 13th of April and it is going to stay in the sign of Pisces till the end of May. The next couple of months are quite instrumental because Venus is your fifth lord and the 12th lord. It is the only Yoga Karaka planet for Gemini ascendants and it's making a direct transit in your 10th house. There are four planets conjoined in your 10th house. So this is quite a breakthrough time for you in terms of making some workplace development. So you have to reevaluate some decision that you took or some changes that were there with regards to your work, which happened towards the end of January or within February. So those are the kind of decisions that you will have to reevaluate with regards to your future, with regards to your work, some new project or new assignment, or some change of leadership that happened. So this could trigger. Jupiter and Venus are involved in a Parivartan or exchange. So this is a 10-12 Parivartan yoga. It will give you mixed results. This Jupiter will behave as if it's Venus sitting in your 12th house, so you have to watch your expenses. Your expenses would have risen in the last few weeks. There could be further increase. So you have to make sure that you're not, uh, don't bring a sense of volatility here, and you're very careful and of course proactive in terms of managing your expenses. Avoid any kind of impulsive decisions when it comes to buying or making some major purchases. This Venus will behave as if it's Jupiter sitting in your 10th house, so very good for learning. It is expanding your wisdom at workplace, your sense of learning. As a remedy, you should teach others. This time period, you start teaching others, you start coaching others. Other people can come to you for advice. Give them the right kind of guidance. Venus is also supportive for all mundane knowledge or knowledge that are very practical in nature. So you could take up a course that could help you upskill very much specific to your work because you have a huge opportunity to implement, to practice what you learn. And of course, this way you can have some progress in terms of your work. Venus is aspecting your fourth house by its seventh aspect of desire. So Venus desires you to have a sense of balance between your personal life and your work life. This is where you would have struggled in the last few weeks. Now practice some mindfulness, yoga, sadhana, meditation. Try to prioritize your personal goals, your personal interest, things that you do that you could do on a day-to-day basis, your hobbies, things that you like to do. Remedy Mercury this time, right? Because Mercury is making a transit in your 10th house, it's debilitated, it is getting Nichbhanga. Use a Vishnu mantra, that is Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, and your work scenario is going to definitely improve by the blessings of Lord Vishnu, and may you work really hard. Let us now talk about Cancer Ascendants and what's happening with Cancer Ascendants as Venus goes direct in the sign of Pisces in its exaltation sign, and this is sitting in your ninth house. Ninth house of Bhagya, fortune, long journeys, father or father figure. Your higher education is also seen from ninth house. Your dharma is seen from ninth house, which is very important. Your lineage is seen from it. Venus is also conjoined Rahu, Mercury, and Saturn during this time. And of course, it'll have a deep conjunction with Rahu and Saturn, very closely conjoined. And Mercury will also move through very quickly in the sign of Pisces as it goes direct as well. Venus is involved in a Parivartan with Jupiter. So it's a 9-11 Parivartan yoga, which is quite auspicious. See, Jupiter is the ninth lord sitting in your 11th house. Venus is your 11th lord sitting in the ninth house. So this Jupiter will behave as if it's Venus sitting in your 11th house, would be very supportive for income related gains, to have a secondary source of income. And this Venus will behave as if it's Jupiter sitting in your ninth house, which will promote Bhagya, which will promote long journeys. You could go on a spiritual journey or a spiritual retreat. You must also look back at some decisions that you took around end of January or February and where you have to reevaluate those decisions. It could be related to your work, it could be related to your job, or anything to do where your father was involved or some father figure was involved. Or if you had some travel around January, February, and that made some new beginnings, you went on a journey. So you'll have to reevaluate those decisions. You have to protect your dharma. Your fortune will favor if you are protective of your dharma, if you be the ambassador of what you believe in a firm manner. Any remedy for you to support your bhagya, your fortune, will come from Jupiter. So do Jupiter related remedies because Jupiter is connected with the fifth house during this transit. So use mantras related to Jupiter. Om Gurave Namah. This is a simple mantra for you that you can do 12 times in a day, and it will support channelizing the energies of all these planets, Venus, Saturn, Mercury, Rahu, sitting in your ninth house in a positive manner for you to grow, for you to succeed. Venus is aspecting your third house by the seventh aspect of desire. And of course, Venus will inculcate a lot of desires. You'll have to channelize these energies to make the right decisions. This indicates start of a journey. Going on a journey, travel could be fruitful for you, but most importantly, you must get some advice from someone senior. And if it's this person is of an opposite sex, in case you're male, get an advice from a female, and vice versa. This could be of benefit to you. Otherwise, Venus wants you to communicate to ensure that you interact with others. Journal. Journal about gratitude. This could be quite favorable for you. And this will help you to have some gains in case your Dasha Antardasha is supportive. Look up to Jupiter, who's your ninth lord. From a remedial point of view, things will start progressing, things will start moving for you very well, and I wish you the very best. Let us now talk about Leo ascendants and what's happening with Leo ascendants as Venus goes direct in the sign of Pisces. The transit that all of us have been waiting for. Finally, Venus is moving direct. And this is happening in your eighth house, where Venus, Saturn, Mercury, and Rahu are conjoined. Mercury is debilitated, Venus is exalted. So Mercury is receiving Nietzsche Bhanga or cancellation of debility. And Mercury is your second and 11th lord. Venus is your 10th lord and also your third lord. These are the two houses it rules. It is making a transit in the eighth house of longevity, transformation, sudden changes, sudden ups and downs in life, places which are across the sea, other languages, other cultures. Venus rules the third house of effort, valor, your courage, younger siblings or your co-borns, and also the 10th house of work, your action in society, your profession, what you do to survive and sustain yourself in the world. Both Venus and Jupiter are involved in Parivartan Yoga for more than half of this transit. Till the time Jupiter is in Taurus, mid of May, it will change signs. There's a Parivartan Yoga. Jupiter is your ninth lord, making a transit in the 10th house, which is quite auspicious during this time. Jupiter is also your eighth lord. So it's an 8-10 Parivartan. Expect some change in your workplace, or maybe a decision that could be taken back. Something that happened around end of January or in the month of February in terms of your workplace. Maybe you were given a new project or an assignment. Now you could probably reap some results or karmas related to this project, and you could be given more responsibilities. Expect you to do something new, something that you've never done in the past in the next couple of months. So be prepared for facing some interesting challenges, which could eventually be good, right? If your work involves research, you could do a lot of research. Spiritually, it's a very good transit because this Venus will behave as if it's Jupiter sitting in your eighth house. So expanding matters related to eighth house and somehow supporting you to navigate through any obstacles. If you study astrology, Jyotish, or any research related subjects, this could be potentially good for you. Those students who are in education pursuits, or you have competitive examinations, or you are studying at the moment, so you need a lot of solitude because this time period will promote solitude, and this way you could excel in education. This Jupiter will behave as if it's Venus sitting in your 10th house. So next couple of months, it's a good opportunity for you to improve your work related relationship, and this could also trigger job change in the next couple of months. So look for new opportunities, look for a change, but that change could put you in a little bit of an uncomfortable position initially. You will take some time to cope up with it. Remedy your fifth lord Jupiter. Do mantras related to Jupiter. You should worship Lord Shiva. Use a Shiva mantra, Om Namo Bhagavate Sadashivaya, and will help you channelize the energies of all four planets in a positive manner. This is a 12 syllable mantra or Dwadashakshari mantra, which will help you navigate through any difficulties or obstacles during this time, and I wish you the very best. Now let's talk about Virgo ascendant. What's happening with Virgo ascendants as Venus goes direct in the sign of Pisces, and this is happening 13th of May till 31st of May. Finally, Venus is moving direct in the sign of Pisces, the transit that all of us have been looking forward to. We've been waiting for this. This is happening in your seventh house. Four planets are conjoined in your seventh house from either ascendant or the moon. Now, Venus is the significator of the seventh house. Of course, this would have brought in some relationship karma when Venus was retrograde, some changes, some issues, and now is the time for fix some of your mistakes from the past. So you would go back to what happened end of January, February, and reevaluate some of your decisions, whether it was right for you or not. And this is the time for thinking through and moving forward. Venus is your second lord, and it is also your ninth lord. So it rules wealth, it rules accumulation, plays a very important role in finances. It rules your family, the second house of Kutumb, your speech, what you consume, what you eat. Also the ninth lord of Bhagya, fortune, long journeys, father figure, your higher education. Venus and Jupiter are involved in parivartan or exchange. So it's a exchange between your seventh lord and your ninth lord. So this Venus will behave as if it's Jupiter sitting in your seventh house momentarily for the next 1 month till Jupiter moves to Gemini, which is happening mid of May. So this is not very good from a relationship point of view because this could bring in some issues, some friction. So you have to have a sense of understanding, and you have to stay grounded in your relationship, right? Remember that. But this is going to improve your personality. Of course, you will be very conscious of your actions, the way you deal with others. So this is going to have a significant improvement. Jupiter will behave as if it's Venus sitting in your ninth house, promoting Bhagya. You could have some travel opportunities, some long distance journeys. If you work with people from other cultures, foreigners, multinationals, you can benefit from this. If those who are your supervisors, your bosses, you can have some benefit from your leaders or those who hold a sense of authority. This is something which you could expect. Venus is aspecting your ascendant by the seventh aspect, your first house, by the seventh aspect of desire. So, of course, it demands eloquence. It demands you to be very interactive, step out of your comfort zone, interact with people. Venus would demand you to interact with others by being vocal. Don't be vocal just for being there. But at the same time, it's an opportunity for you to improve your relationship. Your partner or spouse can go out of the way to help you. So make sure that you listen to them. Make sure that you take their advice into account in making some key decisions during this time. And I wish you the very best. Let us now talk about Libra ascendants. What's happening with Libra ascendants as Venus moves direct in the sign of Pisces, the transit that we've been waiting for. Venus is your ascendant lord and also your eighth lord. So it rules yourself, your body, your vitality, your immunity, who you are, your intelligence, your decision making capability. Also, the eighth lord of longevity, transformation, sudden ups and downs, sudden changes, places which are across the sea. Venus is your Lagna lord, lord of the ascendant, so its transit will always have an impact on you. This is a long transit of Venus that has been there in the sign of Pisces. Finally, it is going direct in your sixth house. Venus is in the sixth house is said to be gaining Maran Karaka position, or it's a death-like position. So it's losing its significance somehow. And it has an influence of Mercury, Saturn, Rahu. It's in a good dignity, but it's somehow losing its signification. So there are certainly karmas related to relationship, related to your business. More focused approach is needed around this time. Now, this time period is activating an exchange between your sixth lord and the eighth lord, between Jupiter and Venus. Momentarily, I would expect things to get better for you in terms of your daily life because this Venus will behave as if it's Jupiter sitting in your sixth house. But this could bring in some opposition, some enemies. So you have to be careful of other people. Spiritually, it's a very good time if you practice yoga, meditation, sadhana, any of these spiritual practices would help you sail through this time. You have to look back at some decisions that you took around end of January and February related to your job, related to your daily life. If you developed any health issues around that time, that is going to significantly improve now. You will be more focused towards your health and well-being. If you're looking for a new opportunity or a new job, this could probably open a positive window in case your dasha antardasha is supportive. This Venus is aspecting your 12th house by the 7th aspect of desire. So definitely 6th, 8th, and 12th houses are active. Spiritually, it's a good time, but it's also a time for you to improve your sleep and also the sense of expenditure because Venus will promote expenditure when it is aspecting your 12th house. That is what it desires to. So make sure that you incur expenditure on good deeds, on your family, on dharma, on religious deeds, on other people. Give some donations. Offer donations to hospitals, to patients. This will be very good for you from a karmic standpoint. You could become a healer in case your dasha and the dasha is supportive because these transits in your sixth house are quite prominent. So are triggering job change. Look for new opportunities. Something if it has come to an end maybe a couple of months ago, now it's time for you to focus with renewed energies and open more opportunities for you. Worship Goddess Lakshmi. Read Shri Suktam on a daily basis. This is how you will create new opportunities for yourself. And I wish you the very best. Now let's talk about Scorpio ascendants. What's happening with Scorpio ascendants as Venus goes direct in the sign of Pisces, which is its exaltation sign, and it's going to stay there in Pisces in a direct motion till the end of May. Venus is having a long transit in Pisces this year, which is good for us, right? But at the same time, we must understand that Venus is your seventh lord and the 12th lord. So it plays a very important role for relationship matters for Scorpio ascendants. It's the seventh lord of Jaya. Those people who are opposite to you. Peace as well as war. Agreements are seen from this house. Business partnerships are seen from this house. So to some extent, it supports work as well because it's you're dealing with other people. It's also your 12th lord of losses, expenditure, your higher self-consciousness, your sleep or the bed comforts, your sense of spirituality. Venus has been making a transit in your fifth house. There are a number of planets in your fifth house. Finally, Venus is going direct in its exaltation sign and it has a greater say. So if you've had any challenges with regards to your relationship, some issues that are likely to improve, those people who are looking forward to having a new relationship, because love matters and interest will be on a higher side. We see love and unconditional love from the fifth house. That is also likely to improve. If you have children, they could have some recognition, some reward, or some achievement over the next couple of months in case your dasha and the dasha is supportive. This is a very good time to plan for your future. Particularly, this shows improvement in wealth or probably some new opportunities related to your partner or your spouse. Again, their timing should match. And if it is supportive, they could have some gains during this time. Venus and Jupiter are involved in Parivartan or an exchange. This is the exchange between your fifth and the seventh lord. One trine, one Kendra, quite an auspicious time to start new ventures, new businesses, new opportunities, initiating something new, or at least planning for your future, penning down some goals that you wish to have, because this Venus will behave as if it's Jupiter sitting in your fifth house. So do remedies related to Jupiter, worship Lord Shiva, use Guru mantras, simple mantra, Om Guruve Namah, or use a Panchakshari Shiva mantra, that is Namah Shivaya. This will help you channelize the energies of all Venus, Mercury, Saturn, Rahu in a positive manner in your fifth house. You could have some progressive opportunities. Jupiter will behave momentarily as if it's Venus sitting in your seventh house, will improve relationship, will improve partnerships, will improve new business opportunities. And all in all, it's a progressive time. Venus is aspecting your 11th house, desires gains, desire material comfort, but be very careful of any indulgence. There are heavy energies in your 11th house. Any indulgence, any extravagance could put you down. Avoid unethical means of making decisions because we see corruption from the fifth house as well. So don't get involved in corrupt activities by the virtue of other people. There could be influence of other people on you. So be careful on that ground, and I wish you the very best. Let us now talk about Sagittarius ascendants. What's happening with Sagittarius ascendants as Venus goes direct in the sign of Pisces? The transit that all of us have been waiting for. Finally, Venus is direct, and it will stay in Pisces till the end of May. Venus for you is your sixth lord and your 11th lord. So it rules daily routines, things that you do on a day-to-day basis. Your enemies, deaths, diseases, things that you do on a day-to-day basis, your job. It is also your 11th lord of income, of ire, your friends, your wider social network, also your enemies. Venus represents enemies and also bigger enemies because both 6th and 11th house represents enemies. Venus is making a transit in your fourth house. Fourth house, Venus is supposed to be gaining directional strength or is Digbali. Therefore, there are blessings of Devi, Ma Lakshmi during this time. So this is quite a powerful Venus. Firstly, it's exalted. Secondly, it gains directional strength. It is in conjunction with Mercury, Saturn, Rahu, but this Venus holds a greater dignity. So this time period, you could of course, create enemies, bigger enemies, but you will have the capacity to overcome these enemies over the next couple of months. There could be certain decisions related to your home, related to family, or your daily routine, your habits that you took around end of January, February. Now you will have to reevaluate those decisions. Those decisions can also be related to your job. So this Venus and Jupiter are involved in a parivartan or an exchange. They've exchanged houses. This will be active now when Venus goes direct. So Venus is behaving as if it's Jupiter sitting in your fourth house. So you could take some important decisions related to your assets, related to real estate. In case your Dasha Antardasha is supportive, you can buy a new vehicle, or you can invest in a house, or you can buy a new house, or this could create an opportunity that could be similar in nature. Jupiter will behave as if it's Venus sitting in your sixth house. And this time period can create some opposition. So be prepared to face competition, to face some enemies. In case you have some debts, you can repay those debts over the next couple of months. This period is favorable for those matters. Venus is aspecting your 10th house by the 7th aspect of desire, sitting in the 4th house. Jupiter sitting in the 6th house. Venus desires you to interact with as many people at your workplace. It is supportive of improving your workplace environment. And again, some decision that you took with regards to workplace relationships, you have to reevaluate those decisions. So things definitely are likely to improve. You must remedy Jupiter. Any remedy should come from Jupiter, who's your fourth lord and also your Lagna lord. Look up to Jupiter. Use a Shiva mantra, use a Guru mantra. Consume food items related to Jupiter. Consume turmeric, saffron on a daily basis. Take care of your digestive system over the next couple of months. Otherwise, there could be some issues around this time. And I wish you the very best. Let us now talk about Capricorn Ascendants. What's happening with Capricorn Ascendants as Venus goes direct in the sign of Pisces? And this is happening in your third house. Venus has been going retrograde, now it will move direct. In your third house, there are four planets that are conjoined: Mercury, Rahu, Saturn, and Venus. Venus holds a greater disposition because it's exalted and now it goes direct. Venus for you is an important planet because it's your fifth lord and it's also your 10th lord. It's a Yoga Karaka planet, so its transit plays a very important role. And it has been making a long transit in the sign of Pisces in your third house. Third house represents your valor, your courage, your communication, change. Growth is also seen from the third house. So, of course, this would have brought in some change. But a change that came in your life towards the end of January or early February, this is the time to re-evaluate that decision or that change or a new assignment that came in. Maybe you shift places, you move places. Now is the time for you to re-evaluate whether that decision for you was good or not. There's also some karma related to your sibling or your co-born. You may reach out to them or they may reach out to you to seek some support. Venus in the third house of valor, courage, gives very high desires. Especially it rules your future, it's your fifth lord, progress, it rules your 10th house of work, profession, your actions in the society. These two are Rajya Bhavas. And this could trigger work related change, new projects, assignment, a change of location. This could bring some travel opportunities as well because your 3-9 axis is pretty active. So this could bring in some travel, some movement, change of place, shift of residence in case your Dasha Antardasha is supportive. Venus is aspecting your ninth house by the seventh aspect of desire. So, from a sense that it desires you to go for higher education, try to pick up a course because Venus rules all the mundane kind of knowledge and skills. So, enroll yourself in a course that could help you at your workplace, that could help you put those skills into practice for you to get a better opportunity because this time period could trigger change. And this is how you have to channelize. You have to keep the desires at check because Venus brings very high desires in the third house. And this is what you need to channelize. Venus is involved in an exchange or a parivartan with Jupiter. So your third lord and fifth lord are involved in parivartan. Momentarily, this Jupiter will behave as if it's Venus sitting in your fifth house. If you have children, they could have some progress. In case you're looking forward to having a child, this time period could be particularly favorable for you. This could probably bring some good news, and at the same time, you have to channelize your energies accordingly. Look up to Goddess Lakshmi. Use a simple Lakshmi mantra, that is Om Lakshmaya Nama, in order to channelize these energies. Journal. As much as you will journal, use your hands to do something. Either you work in the kitchen or you exercise because third house represents your hands. And if you journal about your future, this is going to bring in some good progress. Set your goals. And I wish you the very best. Now let's talk about Aquarius Ascendants. What's happening with Aquarius Ascendants as Venus goes direct in the sign of Pisces? This is happening in your second house. Second house of Dhan, wealth, your accumulation, your family. It is the Kutumba Bhav, your speech, what you consume, what you eat, your storage space, those people who you would like to protect. Venus is an important planet for you because it's your fourth lord and it's your ninth lord. It's a Yoga Karaka planet. So it rules the house of your mother and also father. Therefore, naturally, Aquarius ascendants always have a karma towards their parents that they can never run away from. This is also a very simple message for you. So this time period could definitely bring you more close to your parents. Stay in touch. Keep in touch. Keep the communication going. This is quite a good time for things to move from a financial point of view, financial prosperity. You might have to reevaluate some decisions that you took with regards to your lifestyle, your diet, or some changes that happened towards the end of January and February, and reevaluate those decisions. Maybe related to your finance as well. You made some investments. You have to again keep a check on your finances and ensure that you make some long-term decisions with regards to your finance. Rahu, Mercury, Saturn, Venus are making a transit, so be careful of your speech. Think before you speak. Jupiter and Venus are involved in a Parivartan Yoga. They have an exchange. So second lord and fourth lord are involved in Parivartan. This Jupiter will behave as if it's Venus sitting in your fourth house, will improve the environment at home. Excellent time for you to declutter. Give out some old things, old clothes from your house for donation. Venus will behave as if it's Jupiter sitting in your second house. Jupiter is the significator of the second house. This will improve chances of a secondary source of income or wealth creating opportunities in case your dasha antardasha is supportive. This will also make you very soft spoken. And Mercury being present there will again inculcate a sense towards learning new things, learning new skills. Venus is aspecting your eighth house by the seventh aspect of desire. Venus desires you to transform and embrace this change. So, your second and eighth axis is very active over the next couple of months. Change is constant. Be prepared for suddenness. You could be in a situation wherein you have very limited time and you have to make an important decision. So, make sure that you take that decision. There could always be a travel across the sea over the next couple of months in case your dasha antardasha is supportive. In case you work with people from other cultures, different background, you can benefit from them. Remedy Venus. Use Lakshmi mantra. Read Shri Suktam on a daily basis, and this will help you channelize the energies of all these four planets and also Jupiter in a positive manner. And I wish you the very best. Let us now talk about Pisces ascendants. What's happening with Pisces ascendants as Venus goes direct in the sign of Pisces? Now, this is happening in your ascendant, your first house. Venus has been making a long transit in your ascendant, sitting in your first house. Now it goes direct. This is the time when which all of us have been waiting for. It's conjoined Saturn, Rahu, Mercury. So there's a four planetary conjunction predominantly that you will see most of the time before Rahu moves signs, changes signs, and Jupiter changes signs as well, moves to Gemini. Currently, Venus and Jupiter are involved in a Parivartan yoga. So this is the Parivartan between your first lord and the third lord. Venus rules third house, valor, courage, change, your younger siblings, co-bonds, your efforts, growth is also seen from the third house. Venus also rules the eighth house of suddenness, sudden changes, sudden ups and downs, longevity, research related subjects. We see astrology and Jyotish also from the eighth house because this involves a lot of hidden deep knowledge. So depth is seen from the eighth house. So Venus is not the most auspicious planet for Pisces ascendants, but it's transit in the Lagna in the ascendant and an exchange with your ascendant Lord Jupiter. So there's a 1-3 exchange that is there, which I would expect to give mixed results. But momentarily, it is improving your Lagna Lord because it will behave, this Venus will behave as if it's Jupiter sitting in your ascendant and will bring a sense of wisdom and better decision making for the next couple of months. You have to look back at some decisions that you took with regards to your life, your personal life, and yourself, end of January and within February, and you have to reevaluate those decisions. Watch your weight for the next couple of months because you will have a tendency to expand. And of course, make sure you take care of your diet and have a very balanced diet. You'll be very conscious about your personality, about your presentation when you work with others, when you deal with others. And this will be helpful for you because you have an opportunity to build cordial relationships. This Jupiter will behave as if with Venus sitting in your third house, will increase and have a lot of desires around the time. And you have to channelize these desires. Make sure you do that over the next couple of months. See, Venus is aspecting your seventh house by the seventh aspect of desire. So, Venus desires cordial relationship. Your spouse or partner could go out of the way to help you during this time. This is something which you must remember. In case you're looking forward to having a new relationship, this time period could be positive for you, could be supportive for you. You could build relationship with people at your workplace, long lasting relationship. This is the kind of time period that you should look forward to. Remedy Jupiter. Look up to your Lagna Lord Jupiter. He is who you have to strengthen because he is also about to make a very important transit in the next month or so. Use mantras related to Jupiter. Journal, exercise, and eat right, and a time to improve your personality and your decision making, and I wish you the very best. So friends, this was yet another unique transit video on Venus's direct transit in Pisces and a Parivartana Yoga between two gurus, Deva Guru and Daitya Guru. I hope and believe Venus's transit brings a renewed sense of devotion and helps us all succeed in all spheres of life and improves our relationship. Thank you very much. God bless you all.